Cool. We are going to be looking at a fresh off the presses mock challenge today. Uh, I think last updated 2 hours ago. Let me post the link here. It is Python P4 mock challenge camping fun. I took a quick look at it. It looks okay, and we'll work with what we got. So if you want to pull that down and code along, you're absolutely welcome to. Let me grab. One of my monitors decided that it doesn't care what my resolution settings are and just makes everything huge. I don't know why. Cool. Alrighty. Yeah, so let me go ahead and share, or before I start, the usual, um, where what's since we've only got 8 folks here, where do you feel like you're at? Do you feel uh, like you would be if you had to take the code challenge today? Uh, Drop in the chat like 1 to 5 where you think you would be. Cool, that's all pretty good. So many ding ding ding. Three being yeah, three being passing, I guess. How confident are you? Nice. Right. Um, Great. Anything in there that you feel like, I guess, what part is keeping you from being a pass? What part are you not feeling confident about? Maybe we can focus on that as we go through this.
Um, I think the biggest thing for me with this phase has been it feels like there's just not as much stuff.
Mhm.
So I don't really know where I am in relation to the code challenge. It feels I'm in the middle of the full stack module.
Mhm.
Um, so I was kind of hoping to glean my position a little bit more from
Yeah.
being here, and then I plan to not code along right now and then watch the video and
Yeah. Cool.
code along later. But
Yeah, I think there is actually less stuff in this phase. I feel like a lot got smushed into phase three, and it's a little bit more wiggle room in this one, maybe. So yeah, I think your feeling is on track.
I think on the survey I may mention something like if you take all the SQL alchemy stuff and just kind of like shift it into this phase, then
Yep,
the
I,
cohesiveness might work better. I don't know.
I have shared that same feedback. Cool. Anyone else?
Uh, I feel like for me, like coding along to like a lot of the modules, like there's a lot of like importing and like a lot of wiring. And so like when I feel like I can like run the code after I feel like I've coded along to everything and then like a bug shows,
Mhm.
it's kind of hard like finding like where the bug is happening. Like it's like a small like little like comma or like I'm missing like some sort of like wording or I think that's like the most confusing part about this phase.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit more about the wiring part, the import?
So like yeah, so like setting up like the models .py and then like trying to like run like the Flash server and like trying to see like all the data like on the browser. Like if something doesn't go wrong and like all the error shows and like I'm just like going like line by line like looking through it, like all the code like on the models.py.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, also super valid there. um, yeah, it is definitely picky. So
That's kind of what I'm getting at too, is a lot of the issues I think I'm having. It doesn't feel like it's with like the meat of the content.
Yeah.
I think it's just like imports and stuff. And I guess I'm kind of waiting to see if on the code challenge, what kind of that kind of thing are we going to be responsible for? What's already going to be there? And
Yeah, so I can tell you what is going to be there is there's going to be a React front end totally built out, so you don't need to worry about it. And that is just to kind of take the, or not take the place of, but be like, this is what our front end is going to do. It's going to make these fetches basically. And then you'll be responsible for building out the models and the relationships and backend that serves up the API that's requested. And you can check that with Postman or with the front end or whatever you like. Does that kind of answer a little bit?
yep, I think it's just gonna once I've seen an example, I think I'll be right there. So
Cool, cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Anyone else? Anywhere else you want to focus on, I guess?
For me, with routing, I'm having issue when I have to like debug
Mhm.
because I'm like I know that the tables are set up correctly, and when I set up the route, like on the web page, like when I try to access the API, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And when I like try to like shut down the VS Code, come back, run it again, like it works. But
Hmm.
then like so like I don't know. It might be just I just don't know how to like debug those the like yeah. And
Hmm.
when I look at the like when I'm coding along, like it seems like I'm doing things right, but it like yeah, it doesn't work. And even if I copy and paste, like it still doesn't work. So yeah, I don't know where to like look. So debugging, I guess, would be
Yeah,
good, like Henry said.
yeah. I imagine there will be a fair amount of debugging as we're going along here. um, but can you tell me more about what you mean by when you say it doesn't work? Oh, I think you're muted. I think you're muted.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
all right.
So like for example, if you're like setting up API for messages and then you do like slash messages
Mhm.
and then you pull up all the messages, right, in the data and then do like slash ID and then that should show just one and somehow it doesn't show anything on the API and I don't know, it just yeah,
Does it return nothing? Does it return an empty object? Is it throwing errors on the console?
errors, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And I think that that's, I mean, and understanding is part of it, but debugging is
Yeah.
at least a bigger, at least a bigger part, at least half, if not bigger. And that's it's two flavors of practice, right? It is the, um, one side of debugging is what's your process debugging anything, and it's basically you figure out what exactly is going wrong. The phrase I use all the time is, "What are you expecting, and what is it doing instead?" And then figuring out where that's happening. So, and that's one of the big parts of that is narrow, like, is it in the database? Is it in the server? Is my network down? There's some weird configuration. And then part three is, why is it doing that? So like the how, where, and why of debugging there. And then the other part of debugging is getting used to the particular system that you're working on. Um,
Mm.
you know, like we experienced with JavaScript and Rails. Part of it is just the process of debugging. Part of it is being like, oh yeah, I know that error, or I know when I forget to put the brackets on a use effect, it goes into a loop, or oh, I know when it returns this error, it means this part is broken. And that's just a matter of experience and solving those errors over and over again, or seeing other people do it. Yeah. Uh, yeah, debugging is the biggest skill all around that's going to be useful. Cool. Thank you. Anyone else want to focus on anything? Cool. I'm going to go ahead and share here. Folks over here. That. Cool. So here is our mock challenge that we're going to use here. Great. So I pulled this down. Fewer windows to look through. Let's go. There we go. Cool. So I pulled this down and did my npm install and my pipm install, and I think the servers themselves works. So one of the tricks I always realize I always want to start up the node server or the React server first, and then Python. But because of the proxying thing, you have to start the Python one first. This is one of the things that you learn when debugging. Like, oh, it's not working because I started the servers in the wrong order. So I'm just gonna do Python app, and you have to do for these Python, the ones with the proxies, Python app, because it needs to hit. There we go. It needs to hit the port setting because that is where our proxy is set up. So make sure you do Python app py instead of run Flask or Flask run. And great. Okay. And I'll npm start that, and hopefully that'll say everything's cool. And bring everything over here. So this is, I assume, what we're supposed to see here. It should be error messages because, yeah, great. Awesome. So before we even look at the requirements or anything, the having experience doing this a little bit might tell us a few things that are already in need of doing. First off, failed to load a resource. We haven't built any routes yet, so it's definitely getting a 404 on whatever routes we're trying to use. This one is one that you get through experience because it's not super clear at first. It's syntax error, found this less than when I'm trying to parse JSON, and that just means we are getting an HTML page back, probably an error page instead of the JSON we're expecting. So these errors tell us that we have some work to do, and we knew that when we started off. Cool. I don't think the tests are done in this one. We look at, yeah, still has stub code from other challenges. So no tests in it with this one, just vibes. Cool. So okay. Let's look at what we have to do here. So this is a camping application. We are campers, and there are campers, and there are activities the campers can do, and you're going to be signing up for activities. So a camper has many signups. You can sign up for more than one thing, and a camper is going to have activities through that relationship. An activity has many signups, lots of people signed up for it, and has many campers through that relationship. And then a sign up belongs to a camper and an activity. So this V shape is the shape the sort of like database shape you're gonna see most often right now. As you get into projects and whatnot, it'll look different. Cool. So first thing we need to do is, first thing we need to do is just define these relationships. So instead of me doing anything, I'm just gonna ask y'all to tell me what to type. And we'll go there. So where do I want to start building out these relationships?
Models
Yeah, let's take a look at the models. And cool, we have a little bit there.
And do you know if the actual code challenge will have tests or no?
Ideally, it will.
Okay.
I think the one that I'm looking at does. I haven't run them yet, but my expectation is that they will. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. So it looks like we have our stubs for our model classes, and they are helpfully already mixing in serializers, so that's nice. And we already have IDs. So let's start with activities. What do we need to do here to make that happen?
Define variables for names and create columns.
Yeah, what does that look like?
So name equals db.column and then db string.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, and we have the primary key true on the ID, because that's what we're going to be looking up, what we're going to be looking stuff up with most of the time. Um, and that just means that ID is going to be the index of the table or an index of the table, which means that the database does a little bit of extra work to do some math to make it easier to find that. Cool. So we want to do the same thing for difficulty. And we know what integers look like here. That's auto-completing. And then we have our two created at and updated at. These are going to look a little bit different. Someone tell me what I need to do here.
For created at, you can put db.column and then open parentheses db.datetime, comma, and then you want to set a default value server underscore, or yeah, default equals db.func.now, and then parentheses, yeah.
Cool. And this one's going to be similar. What's going to be different here?
The
On
default value.
update tag again.
Say that again.
The on update flag.
Yeah. Cool. And I believe they're all going to have these. So I'm just going to go ahead and.
Is default the same as server default or created at?
Oh, no, it's not.
No, server underscore.
I think the on update is one word or like, yeah, no underscore there too. I think.
Cool. We'll find out. Great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add in the fields for these, and we'll talk about the relationships. So camper is also gonna have name and age. That's gonna look like this pretty much. And we're gonna have camper ID, activity ID, and time here. Time's an integer. Okay, yeah, okay. Cool. So we've got the fields built out here. What do we need to do to make these relationships happen?
We'll have to in the I believe signups we'd put foreign keys,
Mhm.
right? So how would I lay that out? Camper ID. Oh, it's already there. Camper ID equals DB to integer, comma, foreign. I think it's capital, or is it DB dot foreign key?
Yeah.
DB dot foreign key. Yep. And then in there would go. I don't remember.
Anyone help them out?
Campers.id.
Yeah.
Right.
And so what this is doing is just establishing that relationship by saying this column is an integer, and that integer is going to refer to this, and this always has to be a string, I believe. It's going to refer to that table dot that field, which we have. And we'll just do the same thing over here.
And that's the table name, right, from the Dunder method.
This is the table name.
Yeah, that's just where it's referring, right?
Yeah, and the column
Okay.
in that table. Activities. Cool. Sweet. Do you feel like these relationships are good?
Do we need something on the other two tables as well?
Oh, maybe.
I don't remember the exact syntax of those ones. I can look it up.
Anyone else remember them?
Well, you would do
So in the
like.
activities. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to go, Gabby?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, like on activities, you would do like signups equals db.relationship, and then the class sign up and like a string, and then the back ref. It would be capital S sign up, right?
Like that?
Yeah, and then like back ref camper. Or no, yeah, no back ref activity, right? As a string, I think. Right?
Is it the class?
No, it'd just be singular, right?
I did camper for this one, but there's no test, so I couldn't check it.
Cool. We'll see. We'll see if it works or not.
Oh, I think it is camper. I think you're right, Gabby.
Say that again. Oh yeah, camper, because that's in activities.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know it is activity, no? Isn't it? I don't know. I don't know.
Activity signups equals.
Yeah, I think it would be because
think
it's
it
like
is
it would be like
activity.
signups dot activity.
Yeah.
Is sign up
Yeah.
in quotes too?
I
In
believe
this
it is.
case, okay.
Does relationship need to be capitalized in this one?
You're right. It does not. It's not a class. Great. Yeah. So again, this is saying. So when we want to look at signups, signups is going to be a list we're going to get back. Not a list, but a bunch of things we're going to get back, and we're saying that it's not a column, but it's a relationship. It's related to this table or this class actually, and the back reference is going to be the activity. So the thing in sign up that comes back to it is going to be activity singular. Cool. What if we want to get campers out of this, right? What do we need to do here?
Think
Wouldn't you set this relationship in the camper class?
Yeah.
because they're tied through the signups, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna want to do it in both places, I think.
Oh. Would the syntax be the same then? But I don't know.
Yeah. like that. Well, let's copy this over to camper. Space there. Great. And this would be sign up camper. Is that what we want to do? Cool. We'll see if it works when we see if it works. Great. So let's go ahead and well, do we feel like this is what we want here for
Right,
setting up?
camper class doesn't need campers inside of the class, right?
Oh, so that would be activities.
Yeah.
Sorry. What you get when you copy paste. Um, great. Anything else we want to add here for now?
Should
Oh,
activities be back reffing activities or instead of campers all the way down? Okay. That should be back reffing camper right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You need the serialized rules, right?
Yeah, we do. That's right. Where do you want to put those?
Well, you would need them in all three of the classes, right?
And what do those look like?
You would probably want to like minus the created at and updated at, right? For all three.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
So in the deliverables, when it says add any code needed for the like models,
Mhm.
like it's including serialized rules and everything, right? Because it just that's the only line really for this deliverable.
Yeah, yeah. What else do we need? What other should we probably add here?
There's validations too, right?
Yeah, for the serialized rules, we probably want to.
Oh, you want the signups and campers.
Yeah, and that's going to be in where? Do I need to put the activity here? Probably. So it want to be minus activity um, signups. And
Do you have to specify the class?
I don't remember. I think you do, but I could be wrong. And we want to not include the. So if we have the campers, we don't want to get all the signups there, right? That feels right. And we want these in all three. And we probably want to modify these a little bit, right? For camper, we want to say camper, camper, and we want to do minus camper signups and probably activity signups. Yeah, that sounds right. Or no. Did I do this backwards here? Campers, signups, campers. I think I did it backwards. Campers activities, signups activities. Signups, campers. That's all right. Maybe we'll find out. And what do we want to exclude here? I think that's think that's what we want here. I think I've got it backwards here. We want, if we're getting the campers, we don't want to get the campers' activities back.
Could you go through how like we would debug this? Like I know that you know like how you like would make these relationships, but like if we did it wrong, how would we go back and be like, oh no, I need to switch it? You know, like how would we figure that out?
Yeah. So it depends on what the error is. If you don't exclude the loopy ones, it's gonna give you an infinite loop error. It's gonna bomb out there. Um, Otherwise, it will just the data won't look the way you want it to, and you can kind of look at the model that includes stuff that you don't want included and tweak the serialized rules there. I think that's how I would go about it. And I imagine we'll have to do some of that here for sure. Cool. Yeah. Let's see if any of that works. Let's make a new thing here. So let's do our, just gonna copy paste that. Let's create our tables and see if that complains about anything. So I have to write, nope. Cool. That ran. Let's take a look at our where are we? Migrations. So let's look at our versions and I did stuff there. Oh yeah, I probably did an init there. Cool. So the last one here is what we want to look at. And let's see. We are getting activities. That there's a newer one. Oh, it's the green one. It's the newest one. Why aren't those in time order? Oh, one thing that probably doesn't bug you yet, but bugs me. The numbers on the migrations are just hashes, I think. Other systems use time codes for these, so the migrations you can see them in order. So don't think about it too much. It'll bother you like it bothers me. So let's take a look at what we have. We have our activities with name, difficulty created at, and we got a null true. Great, null true. Maybe you want to change those, but maybe not. So we've got the same there, and we've got our foreign keys. Cool. Let's see if we can upgrade that database and make it work. Flask DB. Upgrade. So here's where the debugging part comes in. Oh boy. Great, good. Constraint must have a name. Did we add any constraints? So let's see. Where is a useful place to look? So there's so many lines of errors here. It looks like the error is in our migration here on line 40. Let's see what that looks like. Line 40. Create foreign key. Great. Constraint must have a name. Value error constraint must have a name. Anyone run across this error before? or have an idea of what we might want to change to fix it.
Is it related to any starter code that's in app right now by chance? I
Mm,
don't know why it would be necessarily, but
I don't think so. Not the database. Have to be. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I think that this mock code challenge was like Emily did it differently. That's the one that I did a couple days ago, and
Ah,
that one has doing the validations before you run the table stuff. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
oh, maybe. Yeah.
I've noticed when it has that return like empty string in the constraint, sometimes I get similar errors to this from working on labs.
Cool.
That's why I was wondering about the
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at what constraints we need or validations. Um, so validations must have a name. They must have an age between 8 and 18. So let's look at that one first. So we're going to go back to our models, which is here. Let's make this small. Cool. So must have a name. How do we add that validation? And that is in camper. So we've got our name here. What do we need to change? In fact, we saw the thing that we need to change in our.
It would just be nullable equals false.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I have a question about that because you can do the validation up top, but then if you add like an at validation validates
Mhm.
and you're validating it down there, what's the difference? If
Um,
you're checking if it's not there, is
yeah,
it doing the same thing?
not having seen the code inside that decorator, I would imagine what it does is just takes that class and looks for the thing and literally just adds that nullable equals false on it. Or the
So it would be doing the same thing. Just
yeah, I think the
okay.
code output is going to be the same. It's just a different way of expressing it.
And then if you're doing it in the class, you can't add a value error, can you?
Um, I don't think you can do it explicitly. Um, yeah, if you're doing it on the column, I don't think you can do that, but I think it throws it anyway. Um, but yeah, let's do the which one is it? Let's do the age one and do it with the it validates. Or do we want to? Yeah, let's do the both of them here. So after all this, we'll say um, so we say at validates, and we'll do the name. Why am I squiggly here? Um, well, we'll see. Do I need to? I don't need to import
I
that.
think we need to import from sqlalchemy.org.
Okay. Flash from sqlalchemy.orm. Is that right? From that import validates. Cool. That's why I always pay attention to my squiggles. Um, cool. So if we want to do the validates name, and I think maybe we have to do both if we want to throw the right error. I think you're right. I think you're right there. Um, what do we want to put under this?
It would just be like a function like def validates name with a self key and value.
Cool. And inside.
You could just do like if not value, then return a value or a value error. Or raise exception, or raise value error, I guess.
Does that feel good?
And then you return the value, right?
And I would probably just super picky, but I'll probably call these names so I know what I'm looking for. But yeah, that's super picky. And key, we're not using it all. So it's just gonna say. Let's do the age one here. It's probably gonna look pretty much the same, right? Its name. Um, name or age? Age.
You don't need the semicolon on the decorator, right?
Right. Thank you. Cool. What do we want in this function? I'm looking for age has to be between 8 and 18.
You would just check the value if it's less than 8 or if it's over 18.
Yeah. And we can do it the other way around too. We can do if
Yeah, if not, or yeah.
8. Otherwise, we're going to raise the value error. Yeah, so these are following the same logic. It's just whether you say if not or if. Either way should be valid.
Wouldn't you want just straight less than instead of less than or equals to here? Because it's inclusive of 8 and 18.
Say that again.
Oh wait, never mind. I misread the code.
Yeah. We wanted to include, so that's an equals. Cool. What's our other validation here? In the sign up must have a time between 0 and 23. Cool. And that's going to look pretty much like our other thing, right? Our age. Time. That's going to be self key a time. And we'll say if time, if 0 to 23, right? Turn time, otherwise. Cool. All right, that all looks fine. Let's see if
You need to put time in the decorator. Right. Validates and then
absolutely.
brackets time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. Let's see if we can auto generate that revision. Great. Let's see if we can do that. All right. Okay, well, let's do this then. Let's get rid of that database. All right, what errors do we have now? Constraint must have a name. Same thing. Same place. Constraint must have a name. Well, let's go ahead and turn to Mr. Google and see what they have to say. Boom. Mm. Huh. That seems complicated. Oops. Hmm. I don't want to know any of that. um. Hmm. Yeah. So, okay. I am not sure why we need that now instead of before.
Mine worked if I deleted all the files in the versions
Oh,
directories
geez.
and also the database.
Yeah.
Go during auto generate.
I wonder what is. Oh, look at that. That has some constraints. And okay, that's there in that. Let's go ahead and delete all these files and try again then. Uh, let's go ahead and here. Great. I hope I didn't delete anything important. We'll find out. Cool. Let's initialize that database. Directory migrations already exists and is not empty. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's do our auto generate. Great. And let's try to do our upgrade. Hey, look at that. Cool. Feedback for whoever puts together then. Make sure that works. Great. I feel like we did a good job here. Let's move on to the other stuff and we'll see what we need to fix. Cool. So these at least are the code is in there. We can debug it as we go along. So now we need to add some routes. Let's go ahead and add our, we don't have any seed data, do we? No, okay. Cool. I wish we had seed data. Another note number two.
I think there is a seed file. Isn't
Is
there?
there?
Yeah, there is a seed file.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Do I have any seeds for this elsewhere? Actually has stuff in it.
Oh, Emily's does
Yeah, the
have like
version
faker stuff.
the other version has seed data in it.
Cool.
Uh,
Okay, cool. I have something with faker stuff that I'm gonna import, or I'm not gonna import it. I'm gonna copy and paste it. So we need to import faker first. Cool. That great. So I'm gonna get my awesome. So I'm gonna say my fake equals faker. Have y'all used faker to generate stuff in Python before? You use that for your projects in phase 3 maybe? Cool. And here's where I'm going to copy paste because I don't want to type all this. Awesome. Thank you. Blam. So what we are doing is, yeah, we're going to need to add that code down there too. We're writing some functions that are going to, yeah, I need to import some random. Rand int and choice. We've got that. Cool. We are defining some functions that are going to create some random stuff. Creates a list. I could probably use a list comprehension here, but that's fine. We're going to also not a great use of the for loop there, but yeah. So we're going to create activities, 25 activities, fake ones with just random stuff in it, and create campers and ages of that range, and create signups for activities with random campers and random activities. And then down here, we have to make it all work. So I'm going to, again, copy paste all of this because I don't want to type it. have to replace this stuff. Great. So we are calling the create activities, create campers, and create signups here. And then we are just going to add them all and commit. So let's see if that works. And this will be a good place to see if our models are set up correctly, because if they're not, these won't work. So yeah, let's do that. Let's see, fingers crossed. Hey, good. Errors. Could not determine join condition between parent-child tables on relationship activity campers. There are no foreign keys linking these tables. Specify a primary join or formatting. Okay, cool. Let's see our models again. What are we missing here? So this one is in your find the the files here. No. Cool. So we have a no foreign keys error. Can't determine join condition between parent and on activity campers. So in the activity, our first one here, if we are looking for campers, yeah, I think this is the one we need to fix here. So we can't just create a back ref there, because it's actually going through the join table or the middle class there. So what do we need to do for that? And hint is down here, but it's not giving us down here. We need to yeah. Anyone know how to hook up a relationship here? A through relationship. I'm gonna just delete this code because we don't need that. Any thoughts?
My only thought is, and this is referencing other labs where we've done something similar, is that just doesn't go there. That doesn't need to be there, because aren't they referenced like through the signup? Signups is the single source of truth or whatever it's called. So
So just wanna
since
get rid of this one and see what happens.
yeah,
Okay.
because when I'm looking at other labs, we have similar setups, and the only one that has like what would be the reference here? It'd be camper ID and activity ID under the signups.
Cool. So we generated and upgraded. Everything looks fine there. So let's try to run our seed and see if that likes that. Bingo. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Cool. So, or at least it didn't give us any errors, right?
Right.
And we should be able to check this. Now we can go into our Flask shell. This is one way to debug it or verify. If this works, great. So now we should be able to say, am I talking about the class or the table? Let's do campers all. Nope. Camper all. Nope. Camper all. Aha. Camper query all. Hey, look at that. And that's giving us a bunch of campers. And so we can get the first one, say, that'll give us that camper, and we can say a name. Hey, look at that. Does it do fancy? I know Rails does fancy stuff like second. Nope. Okay. We should be able to do like last, right? Nope, I guess not. But we can also should be able to say activity. Aha. Doesn't
It
have
would be activities, right?
activities. Did I spell it
Oh.
wrong? ACTIVITIES. Hmm. It does. Oh no, it doesn't. Look at that. But I bet we can get the sign up, right? Sign ups. Cool. What if I do? Nope. Sign ups 0, sorry. And get an activity of that name. Cool. So the relationships are there. We just haven't set it up in our in here. Where are we? In here to associate make those associations. So I think we do have to do something there. Any ideas what that might be?
Well, I think I know the answer, but I couldn't tell you why it's the answer. Is it the association proxy?
It's the association
Yeah.
proxy. So this is going to be what activities? Tell me what to type.
It's association underscore proxy. And then you want signups and activity. Is that like it's like reaching through it to get to the other side? Is that what that does?
Yeah. Do I
Okay.
need to import that? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
From ext, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do from. Yeah, there we are.
Colin, is there a specific lab where they cover that? Because I don't remember seeing it going through my work.
It
so
was just
far.
in one of the. No, they don't go over that. It was on one of the mock challenges. This
Really?
one specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Doesn't go over that. Oh, okay. Let me take some more notes here.
Yeah, I've only seen that in solution code, and
Yeah,
I'm
at
like,
least-
what is
yeah.
this?
Yeah, I never saw it. If it was there, I missed it. But I think in some of the phase 3 mock challenges there was had that on there, but I don't think you ever need to use it.
I don't remember seeing this in the modules either.
Interesting. I'll ask why that is. Yeah, because you won't be able to do it otherwise, right? Cool. Well, that's bad. I'm sorry about that. So let's go ahead and add it over here. Do we need to add anything else there? I don't remember.
I only have it in the signups.
Okay.
Or no,
In the
camper. Yeah, camper.
Cool. I think that'll do it. Let's go ahead and do our stuff again. Great. Our shell. And cool. That still gives us the thing. Great. And let's see if, so I'm going to get our camper. There we go. Great. That did it. Why is that not in the exercises and labs? That's very important. that's okay. Cool. More conversations to have. So we made that happen. Yeah, you're definitely gonna need that. Why? Anyway, I think that makes that work. So now let's talk about our routes. So let's leave our models and go back to appy. Hey, look at that. We have a route there. So how do we want to build out this route? And if we want to, we can just build stubs first. There's a lot of them. Oh my gosh. So we would definitely want an for slash campers, right? Get campers. Cool, and we want to return a list of our objects. So, what's this going to look like?
Is it the if
Yeah.
method or no, if request dot method
Mm-hmm.
Equals get in quotes.
So we need import request
do the thing.
Flask. There it is. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. If it's get, then what are we gonna do here?
It'd be we're trying to get campers, so say campers equals capital C camper dot query dot all open close parentheses. You could probably
Import camper, right?
you could probably make this smaller too, like response dictionaries or something like that equals. I don't know. You could probably do this in one line, but
but yeah, we can do it in as many lines as it takes.
And we already did the serialization, so we should be able to like do for camper in campers. Do we even need to do that? Maybe for camper in campers.
Well,
I'm missing something.
Yeah,
What am I
what
missing?
are you intending to do with that?
We want to stick them all on a list and then JSONify them and send them to the
Yeah.
to the thing. So we need an empty list somewhere, but is it before the if statement? It's inside
so
the if statement.
We could either do it with an empty list and put them all in, or we could just put them in that list there, I think. Right.
You could just build you can do this in one line with a what's it called?
List comprehension there.
Yes, list comprehension.
But yeah, either way works. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do just to sort of exercise that a little bit. So it's gonna be something for say each camper in campers. So what's that gonna be? And just to maybe nudge a little bit, so we're returning this list, and we want to return a list of campers. So in a civilized language, this would be a map.
Right, so is it camper dot to dict?
Yep. And like you said, we have our rules all set up already. So I think that should be that, right? Do we need to do the JSONify here? I don't think we need to do it if we're doing it this way. But yeah, who knows? We'll find out. Let's pop open a browser and see.
We're still gonna have to make a response, right?
Yes.
So rather than return, would that be response equals camper dot to dict or? Yeah, I'm not sure.
What do we think? I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try it with just a return. I have a hunch. Let's see. So this is running on what? This is unexpected error. Let's go ahead and oh, that's the node one. Pull that up. Great. So it's running here. Bring that window over here. Cool. So that's what we expect to see for the root route, because that's just returning nothing. We can say nothing here, and that should do the same thing. Bump that up a little bit. So if we look at our campers route, we will either get something or get an error. Recursion error. All right. Sweet. So that tells me that in the models, something is wrong here. In campers. And this is one of the part 2 of the debugging is knowing the things that happen all the time. So I imagine it's in the serialized rules. What do we think? Maybe we don't need the table name there. Or am I doing it the other way around? That. Camper. No, it should be. So we don't want to get the, if we have a sign up for this, we don't want to get the camper back for it. And if we have an activity through the camper, we don't want to get the list of campers there. Does that sound right? Maybe. Let's find out. Do our revision. Do our upgrade. Great. And hopefully the server is still running. Great. I don't think I need to change it, but let's see what happens. Hey, look at that. And so let's double check it. You know, we want. Oops. Okay, cool. This is close to what we want, but we still need to do some exclusions. So we just want the ID name and age back from campers. And right now we are getting ID name. It's giving us the created app for some reason. Maybe that just needs to be, I think maybe that just needs to be that. But we are getting the list of signups for this. And we are, yeah, cool. So I think we do need to do, I think you started to, actually, let me rerun this migration just to see if that is a thing that works there. I think you were right in what you were talking about with the to dict here. So if we want to exclude the, where is it? If we want to exclude the signups, yeah, we need to put the rules in here, right? Minus signups. I think that's it. Let's see what happens. Object has no attribute U. Where's that? There's something up in here. There's all my U's. What did I do wrong? There is no attribute U. What did I mess up? Let me take that back out and see if that changed anything. What? Cool. Cool. Oh, I know what it is. Do you know what it is? I think I know what
It
it
needs
is.
to be in parentheses.
It needs to be in parentheses. Yeah. And I think that still might not work. Yep. What else do I need to do here?
Does it need a comma at the end?
It's a tuple, yeah, so it needs a comma because Python's not smart enough. There we go. Cool. And now we're getting what we're looking for. routes with all that stuff without all the extra stuff. Great campers with that stuff. Whew, boy.
I don't remember seeing this in the module 2 rules.
Yeah, there was never rules.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Really? I thought there
It
were.
makes sense why it works. I've never seen it in the material.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that one's in there, but let me double check.
I never saw it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Me either. Also, how does it know that rules is something like it's not imported anywhere? So how does it know that it's like a because it's coming from the serialization rules or
It's just things that that 2dict takes. So it's just a parameter that it takes. It's like, so if a probably inside there, inside whichever one it's in, there's probably a function that looks like rules and do something with rules. So that's just a parameter that it takes to the, oh, sorry, in the 2dict.
So it must be part of the serializer mixin
Yeah. Yeah.
method or module.
Yeah. I bet
Okay.
I don't know where it is in here. I bet if we go and look at the code inside serializer, we'd see something similar to that.
Sure.
I thought I saw it in the material I was going through it last week. I'll double check and make sure. That is a glaring omission if that's not the case. Oh boy. Cool. Glad we're doing this now then. Sweet. Let's go. Where are we at time wise? Not too bad. Let's skip this one and go to the other post campers because that's in the same method there. So this is creating a new camper. That's going to accept an object with a name and age, and it's going to give us a response with, importantly, the name, age, and ID. Otherwise, it's going to give us an error. Cool. That's a lot of stuff. Where do we want to start?
Well, you need to add the method at the top, right?
Say that again.
You need to add like the method equals and then like the brackets at the top, like at app.route,
Oh, yes, you're right.
because you're doing a post.
Absolutely.
And you don't need the get there because it assumes you're doing a get.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something I have here. When I'm writing my own, instead of using app route, I'll often do app get, campers, do the stuff down there, and then app posts. Those are shortcuts for this. You don't have to do the LF inside, but let's do it this way first. Cool. So here's where we want to do our LF, right? It has to be all caps. Cool. So if our method is post, what do we want to do? Oh,
You
and
need to use the get JSON first, right?
yeah, I just, this does work without the create method, so I think there's something in this or create response. I think there's something in the decorator that does that. That's kind of surprising to me. I'll also examine that. Response. I have a lot of questions. Cool. So yeah, we need to get JSON. So how's that look?
Well, it would just be like whatever variable you want. So it'd be like data equals request.getJSON. And then invoked.
Yeah. Data. Yeah, no, data is fine. I hate using data, but we'll use it here. Cool. So our first thing is it's gonna take that and it's gonna make a post, or I'm sorry, it's gonna create a new camper with it. What does that look like?
It would just be like a new camper variable, and then you'd create it.
Mhm. So we want to do camper, and it has name and age. Data.
It's the brackets, right?
Right, right. Is it the is it is this right?
I just have it in like the brackets and then name.
Oh yeah, that'll probably work too.
I think both work.
Yeah. Let's do it your way. I like your way better. Like so. There's no auto formatter. Cool. And then we're just gonna add it to the DB session like always. And commit it. And it wants us to return it. So now we're just going to return it to dict. Bam. I don't think it requires anything else. So if we look at our campers, let's get Brandon here. See if that works. Nope. Oh, because we're not doing that part yet. We're doing a post. Hey, look, we have a form. Hooray. Hey, look, it's doing the thing. Cool. Cool. But yeah, let's add a new camper here. Name is Billy and age is 99. Let's see what happens. And here's where we want to keep an eye on our server here and hit submit. Blur, internal server error. Okay.
Because it has to be between 8 and 18, right?
Oh, you're right. We did a good
Yeah.
thing. We do want to catch that and return a validation error though, instead of just a regular error page. How do we want to do that? There's a couple ways we can do that. Uh,
Maybe we try an exception.
Yeah.
Oh, accept.
I like that way. Try, loop, accept. And so we specifically want to look for the value error, right? That's that. Then we're going to return the error it wants, which looks like that. Why don't you like that? Oh, because we just want the, yeah. We want to return that object string. Cool. Let's do that again and see if we can get the error. Let's do it again. Let's see. Did it throw the error? Let's find out. Is this our post? Let's get. Let me clear that out and try again. That doesn't look like that worked. Interesting. Okay. Cool. No errors there. So I thought that was gonna work. um, hmm. Hmm. Could be wrong there. Hmm. That looks right to me. Anyone see any errors? So the problem is, so defining the problem, what are we expecting it to do? We're expecting it to throw that error when we put in a wrong value. What's it doing instead? It is just returning, it's creating the thing and returning the thing. So it's not, looks like it's not even throwing an error in there, maybe. Cool. So step two, where is it happening? Somewhere in here. Or maybe the models aren't the maybe this is not doing what we want. Cool. So let's see if we can track down the specific place where it is getting. So you know what, I'm going to do it old style, just print. You're up here. Print. Cool. And here I'm just going to print. Great. So on the console here, we should see our post and we should see the lines we printed out. I'm just gonna, great, that's fine. Sweet, that's what we expect. And let's try to add someone here. Up. I got 200 back. Oh, it got the error. Look at that. So we got the value error. Oh, the response is right. Why? Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. That's the thing we're sending, not the thing we're getting back. This is what happens when you don't have tests. So our response actually is the validation error. It's not not working. It is working. Great. Good job us for tracking down an error that did not exist. Cool. But so the error was that we were looking in the wrong place for whether it worked or not. Great. Let's try and add a real camper here. Yeah. And let's see, it's 16. And we can look here. There's our response there. We probably want to exclude signups from that when we send it back. Rules. Signups. Sign up. Little brother. Oh. Error. Mm, 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 mm.
You're getting a comma, right?
Yep. So infuriating. Let's try again. There we go. Cool. Now it's returning a thing, and it is adding the thing to the list of things. Cool. Whew, that's a big pain. But we got it working. Go us.
So for using the rules in the two dictionary thing, is I guess I'm just confused because I thought that this is why we would use the serialization rules to kind of like cover it all at once.
Yeah.
Here we have to do it every time that we like invoke two dictionary on something.
Yeah. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why that's not working there. Yeah, it's doing the created at, updated at. Oh, because we are excluding specific things for these responses. So these rules are working. We're excluding the created at and updated at, but it's still always going to include the activities or signups. So here we want to just make sure that it's not sending the signups because we only want the just the raw data here. We don't want the whole list. So this is the general rules are for all things in that class, in that model class, and these specific ones are just for this request. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Um,
Maybe. I don't know.
that
Yeah, it's okay. We'll
yeah. So let's do this one next. So when we're getting a specific camper, we do want the activities there. So we're not going to exclude it with rules when we return it. But it's
But
still
you can also do it like the opposite way, right? If you at the beginning you're excluding all signups, but then if you want it in the rules, you can add it in.
correct. Yeah. So you just put it in
Okay.
without the minus sign. Yep, absolutely. Um, does this clarify a little bit why we're doing it in the rules instead of in all of them?
yeah, that does help. Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks.
Yeah, great question though. Took me a second to remember what we were doing here. Cool. So we need to make a new whole thing here. So let's make a route for it. We're just gonna do a get. And this is gonna look like we want to get our campers. What does it look like when we want to get the ID? Thoughts?
You would want to make sure it's an integer, right?
Mm-hmm. We
It'd
need
be
to
like the int semicolon ID, right?
yeah. Cool. And now we're gonna do it here. Def get awesome. I think we're only doing gets on that right now. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we don't need to put the methods in there. So let's just get that one camper. What does that look like?
You can do lowercase camper equal uppercase camper, period query period filter underscore by, open parentheses. What you have to do camper dot id equal id, and then close parentheses period first.
Cool. And then let's return it. Yeah. We also want to return a 404 if it's not found. So let's there's a couple different ways we could do it again. I think we can just say if camper, right? So if it exists, we're just going to return camper to dict. Otherwise, we're going to return the error that we have here.
I think we need to pass in ID as a parameter,
Yes.
right? Also, for the filter by, don't you just need ID equals ID, or otherwise, like you could just do filter?
Maybe. Let's see. Let's see what we get. We can do it here. We can do our campers 10. Why don't go? Because it broke. It's fine. Drop into hello. What's happening here? All right. Fine. Be that way. CD server. Let's try it again. Let's get the list of campers first. Not found. Is that true? Why? Oh, is it doing the dumb thing where, yep. It's not smart. It's not smart, y'all. If you have an extra slash on the end, it doesn't know to ignore it. Oh well. Cool. Let's see if we can just get Alan here. Filter by takes one positional argument, but two were given. Tell me more about that.
Should only be one equal on it, right? Not the two.
Like that?
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. So weird. Yeah. Why is it giving us a different one? Let's see. Oh, because I was searching by the age. So we want to get number one. There we go. Whew. Nope, that's 10 still. One. There's Alan. Cool. And so this is including the signups because we're not explicitly excluding them. And those are all including the activities and whatnot, and so on and so on. Cool. I hate that syntax. It's very confusing. Awesome. We are an hour and a half in. Yeah. Do y'all feel like you have a good start on getting the rest of those requirements done? I think we've done gets, we've done posts, we've done gets with parameters. There's a delete there, and the rest are just posts and gets. Y'all feel like you have enough to work on the rest of that by yourself at your leisure?
I actually have an unrelated question. I've been having issues with my server whenever I try to run my Python app or my npm start. The error code says something about an outdated version of OpenSSL, and I've been trying to figure out.
Yeah. Let me show you. Error. Can you read me the error off?
Do you want the code or just want everything?
Just give me the name of the error that it is.
Okay. It says I guess I would say error ERR underscore OSSL underscore AVP underscore unsupported, and the reason is unsupported.
Is it protocol error or?
It is. I can't say. Do you want me to just? I could paste the code on our chat if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how helpful it'll be, but let me.
Yeah, I know what the fix is. I just want to show looking it up.
I accidentally got pulled out. Oh, you know what? There we go. We'll just do that. Open. Oh wait. I can't enter. Sorry, give me a minute. I got kicked out of Zoom.
Okay.
On my actual desktop. So let me just sign in real quick.
I think it's going to be the error SSL protocol error. That's the one.
How about this? If one of my classmates could help me, I'll post this on our Discord channel, and they could just post it.
Yeah. Did you
on our Zoom chat.
have you Googled the error number one?
Yes, I did.
Okay. The way that I prefer to solve it is by does it have it here? Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Where's the Stack Exchange one?
Go here. Go here. Okay.
There's
All right, let me post it real quick. There we go. All right. Let me. There we go. Okay, this is not it. Let me copy it again. Copy.
I don't know.
And this is what I have.
There we go. OSSL EVP unsupported. Yeah, that's the one. It's purple.
That's the one. All
I
right.
know it's purple because yeah. So just copy pasting the error into here gives me this one, and the solution is in Bash. I put in that you can do export blah blah blah. You can also add it to your package JSON. I feel like that's kind of a pain. So what I do is have a let me show you in terminal. In terminal, let's see my main directory. In my bash profile, I have an alias that says nodefix. And so whenever that comes up, I just say nodefix and then it sets that flag there and it works. The reason I don't just set it is because VS Code won't open with that flag set. So my process is open up VS Code and then do nodefix, and that fixes it. It's a giant pain in the butt. I think everyone comes across it at some point, and hopefully it'll be fixed in a newer version of Node.
I got it fixed. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I do. Cool. So back to this here. I guess drop a yeah or no in chat if you feel like you have enough to go on to do the rest of these requirements. I don't see any yeses or nos yet. There we go. One thumb up. Awesome. Cool. I don't see any nos. So if you don't feel set up, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's also a, let me see. I think we also have, yeah, there's a solution branch on this. I assume it's good. We'll see. So if you absolutely need to, you can go to the solution branch. This is probably, with all its flaws, a pretty good one to build and burn. Yeah, so see how long it takes you to work through it. If you can get it under an hour and a half, great. You'll be more than ready. Yeah. Any questions before we wrap this up? Close out here. There's everybody.
Will there be like a similar number of routes to
Uh,
build on the actual one?
This feels a little high. There definitely won't be more. I'm pretty sure there'll be fewer. Don't quote me on that though. But there'll definitely be at least a get all the resources, get an individual resource, post a resource, and probably a patch or delete at least. Maybe multiple gets, but those are once you do one, it's just doing the same thing. Yeah, I'm disturbed by the lack of setting up relationships in the material, if that's true. I'll go through and check that out right now. Yeah, other questions? Cool. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, if something new comes up in the code, the actual code challenge that we haven't, like it that hasn't been covered in the module and we can't solve it, like what's gonna happen? Like, do we get a pass?
Complain about it loudly, and we'll make it right one way or the other.
Okay, thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah, if you should not be assessed on something that you haven't been taught, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I would say if something goes wrong, holler at me, but I will not be here. So Lance will take care of it though. He's good. Cool. Any other questions? Awesome. Thanks for slogging through this with me. I'll post up this recording in the usual places. I won't post the code because there's a solution branch. So yeah, thanks. If there's anything else, holler in the channel. I'll be here all day. Catch you later.